Hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Benga Oreshegun. I have Asuko James right here with me. Asuko,
thank you.
Good evening to you. Yeah. And we also have BKO. BKO, so many things, so many news stories over the weekend. I also saw a video in Rivers State talk about Governor Funbara. He said a lot of things. But talk to me first. When you saw that video, what came to your mind?
Initially, I thought it was fake news because these days you can actually get someone to say what he never said.
Yes,
I saw Hakimi, the skillful Moroccan fullback who plays for PSG, singing that famous Congolese song to mock Arsenal. And the thing was designed to make it look like he was doing a post-match interview. And then he was singing that song, that Kasongo, whatever, and mocking Arsenal in the process. I knew straight away that it was not possible for him to do that because Hakimi is not the boastful kind of sportsman, and he stayed away from controversy for so long. So I didn't believe that. But that of Funbara, I also didn't believe immediately. I had to check. The journalist in me tells me that when you see something, you don't believe instantly. You check, and once you thoroughly checked, you can then say yes, you are certain that this thing indeed happened. Once I confirmed that he said it, and I got a longer version.
Okay.
I got a longer version where other people spoke, paid tribute to
Edwin
Clark, and that longer version was what convinced me that yes, he indeed said so. Later, I felt, well, this has always been a thoroughly politically naive person.
Really?
What is really? It's everything that is done is shown his political naivety at every turn. So I then felt, so as the pressure got into this man this much, that he can then say that, oh, outside of that place, he feels more refreshed. That he was even asking people, that he's at peace with him. So he was even asking people whether they hadn't seen changes. For me, I didn't see any change. I didn't see any change. It looked just the way I'd always looked. Maybe in his inner mind, he feels a bit relaxed. But it takes an ambitionless person to have an opportunity to rule a state like Rivers State, one of the best 3 states in Nigeria by all parameters that you can use, and you then want to walk away
from such.
A lot of people will be disappointed. A lot of people will be disappointed because they would then see the person that we're fighting for. And in another breath, it was telling them not to be combative by saying, oh, it's not all issues that can be resolved with EBSOB or something like that, which is like saying you don't resolve all issues with aluta. But in the past, you are the one trying to galvanize people to resolve this matter in aluta fashion by saying that that the people will be told when it's time for them to move and all that. Those young people will be told when it's time for them, and I was ready to lead.
Yes.
Lead that.
Yeah, he said they will receive instructions.
And that he was ready to lead that protest or agitation. The same person who said so is the one walking away from on the battle now. Leaders must show courage at every turn. The courage to take the right decision. The right decision may not necessarily mean the popular decision.
Absolutely.
I've spoken about this a number of times, and I've given examples that some of the most unpopular decisions in the world turned out to be the best.
Decisions.
Turned out to be the best. I've given the example of Aimé Jacquet, the coach of France, to the 1998 World Cup. And he came under pressure to let Ginola go to the World Cup. The coach said no, and he was their best player, as well as the former Manchester United player, the one who gave a player a kung fu kick.
Okay, Zidane.
No, not Zidane.
Cantona.
Eric Cantona.
Okay, Eric Cantona.
The two of them, they were the best two players in the French team. He dropped them. He said they will ruin his dressing room. The whole country turned against him. The pressmen, they waged a bitter war. At the end, what did we see? He won the World Cup, and the same sport writers called a press conference to officially apologize to him for all the abuse, the hate, just because he didn't take their two favorite players. But he achieved his aim. He won the World Cup. Absolutely. He became a hero. Scolari, the coach of Brazil, the last time Brazil won the World Cup, their coach, Scolari, also refused to take Romario to the World Cup. The president called him, pleaded with him. He refused.
And Romario was an all-star player.
He was their best player. But Romario was notorious for jumping camp and going to nightclubs. The coach said, no, you are not going to be. Romario's mother was crying on TV. He could not be swayed. Scolari won the World Cup for Brazil. So sometimes the unpopular decisions usually sometimes turn out to be the best decision, and then you thank yourself and thank goodness for taking that decision. When Muhammad was in the world, Muhammad was not popular. Prophet Muhammad was not popular. Jesus Christ was not popular. Both of them faced persecution.
Absolutely.
Muhammad fled. The hijrah that they talk about. Muhammad fled for his life. Jesus Christ was crucified on the rugged cross. Today, those two individuals are the most popular in the world.
Absolutely.
And the two major religions are religions that they gave to the world. So, for me, a leader must show courage. Even when you can see that you don't have support, you trudge on. Once you are convinced that it's the best decision to take. I've seen world leaders. If you read the biographies of world leaders, you see that some of the decisions that they took, those decisions were in the realm of the minority. They are decisions that people didn't want. So for Funbara to speak now like somebody prepared to walk away from a battle just because you faced emergency rule, something that you can still redress. I believe that the biggest problem that he faces is those people telling him, no, don't do this. If you do this, you look weak. And such people do not know that you stoop to conquer.
Yes.
Some of the strengths that he doesn't have now, he can regain later by just playing along. But because he lacks political experience and tact, it's been so easy for people to exploit his weaknesses and all that. You see, there was no. He was the one who said that they shouldn't turn that funeral into an avenue for people to say all kinds of things. But he ended up, because he said, oh, when they leave this place, this is what they will say. They will say, I'm talking against the president. They will say, I'm talking against the minister. But what you said, what you said was just what you were preaching against. Because that's what people took out of that place. That video has gone viral. Everybody is talking about it. They can't believe that a governor will get to that length. And these are issues that can be resolved amicably. The House of Reps and the Senate, they are working on an amicable resolution. And even those of us here, we are saying, look, this is possible. Let's have an amicable resolution. Let the people who have so much ego moderate their egos in the interest of the state. But you can't, as a leader, give up. A lot of people who are loyal to him, some of them, if you see the comments they are sending to me, they are disappointed. Even if you harbor such fears, you don't verbalize it in the way that you have done.
Exactly.
Because that's like giving ammunition to the enemy.
Absolutely.
I don't get what's going on.
Okay, for many who have not seen the video, okay, let's give you a snippet of that video, you know, talking about the Rivers State governor.
The event was organized by the Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum, and Governor Funbara was among the key dignitaries in attendance. Taking the stage, he addressed his supporters directly, urging them to tone down their confrontational actions and provocative comments. Since the political crisis erupted in 2023, Funbara's camp has remained on the defensive, engaging in fierce pushbacks against the opposition. But after almost 2 years without a breakthrough in reconciliation talks, the governor now appears to be opting for a new path, one rooted in restraint and dialogue.
I am the one wearing the shoes. I know the solution to my problem. I know how to walk through my problem. There are some things you will do rather than bring peace for me. It spoils my peace process. It gives me problem. So I'm cautioning everybody here. I'm serious, and it's very important to say it here in the church so that it's not something I'm passing a message to anybody privately. Before you do anything that you claim you're doing for me, seek my consent.
Amid increasing pressure on President Bola Tinubu to revoke emergency powers in the state, Governor Funbara made it clear he is not driven by desperation to hold on to power.
Some of you, have you asked yourself, do you think I am even interested in going back there? I want to ask you, don't you see how better I look? Do you think I'm interested in it? If I have my way, I say it's here. This is an altar of God. I don't wish going back there. My spirit has left that place long ago. So all this, I want everybody to focus. Please. It's not everything you do. You think there's some fight you don't fight, there's some things you don't do, because you need to ask the person, does he want it? I have peace. If you have known me, you've been seeing me, you can say I look better now.
Reflecting on the legacies of the late Edwin Clark, Governor Funbara urged all Nigerians to uphold the ideals the elder statesman stood for: peace, justice and equity in the Niger Delta and across the country.
Wow. Now you heard it. But talk to me. Do you think Governor Funbara has thrown in the towel with this statement?
No, I think maybe over 200, how many, the thousands of people who voted in Funbara would have been extremely disappointed in that statement, you know, because that is not what they wanted to hear from him. They wanted to hear a governor who is strong, who can take on challenges. Okay. This is a major challenge for him. And just all of a sudden throwing in the towel, you know, wasn't what they wanted. They even wanted peace. I know so many Rivers people who wanted him to resolve this matter with former Governor Wike, you know. And it was just shocking, you know, just like BKO said. When I saw the video first, I was thinking it was AI, you know. So I just had to just hold on a bit. Let me see if it is true. Until I just made my own findings, I noticed that, oh, it was even part of the event for Edwin Clark, you know. It's just shocking that Governor Funbara would just say things like that. You know, he has been saying things carelessly in the past. But we just thought that, okay, maybe it's because he was being forced to. Even though on this table, here we have always said, go back to your inner chamber. and look at the problems that you have with Wike. If you need to go back to him and just plead and then forget about whatever people are telling you. Now, all the people, I feel that the scale has fallen from his eyes. Because when we were always advising him and telling him, guy, don't listen to all those people who are making money from you, the scale now has fallen. And he has seen that even those people that has been nudging him, telling him to go, embarrass him, say this, say that, most of them have turned their backs.
Yes. They were in the National Assembly, they didn't say nay.
They didn't. They didn't.
They had the opportunity, at least one of them said
at least
nay.
one of them would have said
nay.
But you see now.
They are saying that why did they use voice
votes?
So is that the reason why an individual,
at least
a Funbara supporter, cannot open his mouth to say nay?
Nay, and
let it
protest.
Be on record that you, even if it's one person,
that he's to protest.
Let it be on record that one person said nay. Come on.
But at the end of the day, look at even the elder statesmen that they have in Rivers. Have you heard any of them come in to say, oh, this is what has happened, this is how the effort you are making to resolve this matter? No,
they are not interested in resolving it. They are only interested in taking side.
You understand? So, now that he has seen that this is how this thing is, and just like, Wike was saying something about unpopular. Remember when the unpopular suggestion by the president came? So many people were against it.
Exactly.
If he had taken that unpopular suggestion, I'm not sure would have been here. Because to them it was unpopular. Oh no, the thing is against you. Make you look weak. But who is weaker now? Who looks weaker? He would have taken that decision, arrange, make sure that everything goes on well, and then everybody would have been happy. The Rivers people, I'm very sure they are all disappointed in their governor. They are suspended governor now, or I'll call him governor. Because no matter what he says, that he's not interested, his spirit has left. His spirit has not left anything. Forget.
Has not left him.
His spirit is still within him. The spirit.
For me, it looks like what he's saying just amounts to what Mourinho used to do now against Wenger. Just is it gamesmanship or what do they call it? Just a way of deceiving
the enemy.
Is this his own form of stooping to conquer?
No. This is far away from
It's far away from him.
The only thing that I like about what you have said is that, okay, before you go to do something,
let me know.
Ask the person whether the person, he said, I'm the one who wears the shoe.
Yes.
So he's the one who knows where it pinches. So before you go to do something that you think you are doing for him or in his best interest, you need to let him know so that you can actually determine whether indeed he is happy to see you do those things. Because you may actually be doing some things that will hurt him. I think he made that point.
Okay.
So it's a governor who is thoroughly confused by the kind of pressures that he has come upon that is now speaking. I see pressure driving him to speak in this manner. And I was still able to hold on to a few things that made sense that he said. But I don't think that he should have said, do you think I want to go back to that place? So it's like saying, look, if you impeach me,
nothing,
no problem.
So nothing to give.
If you were tired, why did you have to go this far? Refuse to pay House of Assembly members for so long? Hold on to the funds of local government chairmen even before their term expired? He seized their funds. So if you were tired, you couldn't have done that. You were doing that in the exercise of brutish power. You just wanted to show that you are the man about town, that you are the one who holds the levers of power in that state. And you used it to oppress individuals. Failed to pay those, release funds to those councils, failed to release funds to the assemblymen, you didn't pay their salary, you caused them to suffer. So, this problem, the degeneration that we've witnessed in the Rivers matter, he contributed tremendously to it. He cannot now want to behave like, oh, he's the total victim.
Yeah, victim.
You are both a victim and a villain, because what you did, in a way, to an extent, you are a victim. But you are also a villain because you use your position to punish people. You demolish the assembly complex in the exercise of extreme powers. And the Supreme Court talked about that. So you are not totally a victim. There are actually many victims of your unwholesome and extreme exercise of brutish executive power. So he is not the only victim. People were victims of his excesses. So he should not come and behave like, oh, I'm the victim. Oh, they're dealing with me. Oh, I'm tired now. I look better now. Looking at him,
he's not looking.
It doesn't look like somebody who has changed.
So, yes,
okay, but
he has not. It's not as if he has pot belly now or anything. I can't see any change.
Okay. All right, we need to go on this quick break now. But when we return, we still chew on this matter. Because I'm going to be asking you, gentlemen, that we've been hearing feelers that, okay, he visited the minister. The minister also confirmed it in the media trial that, oh, yes, he visited. But can we say that peace is on the horizon? We'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Still journalist hangout. I still have BK right here and Asukwa James. So before we went on that break, we heard that, you know, the governor visited the minister. Can we then say that peace, you know, is about to form? Peace is on the horizon here. Yeah,
from the way the minister spoke this morning, he's ready for reconciliation, he's ready for peace. And, you know, before people were thinking, I'm not sure he went there to beg, but he really showed that, okay, he's ready. And the minister also knows that there are some people who actually caused, you know, this whole matter, using him, instigating the problem, stoking the fire, you know. Because for the minister, before he decided to, you know, select Funbara to say, okay, you will be my successor, he would have seen some, you know, traits in him, you know, saying that, okay, you can be a better person, not the other ones, you know. So for him, it would have been strange that this man, this is not who I know.
Exactly.
You know. So he knows now that I think the scale has fallen off his eyes. Those people that where the minister was particular was, are you sure about this reconciliation? And are you sure that those people who have been, you know, telling you things behind
will not come back,
so that you'll be able to, because this is not the first time they are doing this reconciliation thing. You know, there was a time, just like the minister said, the president really wants peace.
Yes.
And the president called them, you know, to the round table for them to, you know, bring peace back to Rivers. But at the end of the day, he will go back and then another thing will happen. Don't forget, Wike also said something about when people were always protesting in Rivers. He said that he would come to here. We will talk about, let there be peace. He will go back home. They will do another thing. So I hope by this period, because Wike is ready, he said he's ready.
He's ready for,
for reconciliation. I hope Governor Funbara is also ready. And people will not, you know, tell him that, okay, there's don't. We no go agree attitude will not help. We no go agree attitude will not help at this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's move